My brothers and sisters, you are now watching The Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
What's going on, my brothers and sisters? That official Birdman. Birdman do this in all his music videos. Anyways, playoff predictions. Round 2 in this sucker. Okay, now round 1 had a lot of great games, my brother. Especially in the Western Conference. That first round playoffs in the Western Conference, though, jump was crazy. But the Eastern Conference, yeah. But Western Conference was crazy. But the first round of the NBA playoffs are over. This will be my second round predictions. I was wrong on a couple of my picks, but I was also right on a couple of my picks in the first round. In the first round, the teams that you had advanced in the Eastern Conference was, of course, you had the Miami Heat advance by, where's my broom? Break! I don't have it, but they swept the Charlotte. I mean, it's the freaking Bobcats, but Charlotte, they're going to be good in the future. But we swept Charlotte, so of course Miami Heat advancing. We going for that three-peat sucker. Yes, we are. Okay. You also had them Brooklyn Nets, though. Now I'm kind of excited for that series because in the season they beat us, I think, 4 straight. You know, so they beat us in the season, but in the playoffs, the Miami Heat completely different team. So that's going to be, you know, the series to watch in the Eastern Conference. Miami versus Brooklyn. You also had the Washington Wizards, which I did not think. I was wrong on that pick. I said the Bulls were going to win maybe in 6 games. These fools, I think, they got out in 5 games. I was shocked that Washington beat the Bulls like they did, you know, but the Bulls is just no Derrick Rose, no Luau Deng. It's like, who are you? So Washington beat other Bulls, and then the Pacers, the Indiana Pacers, they got out by a hair on their chinny chin. They just barely got to the second round. I was surprised by what the Hawks were doing. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're about to. But the Pacers, they advanced as well. But that team is trash. And Roy Hibbert, Utah for nothing best. Let me just stop. But in the Western Conference, the teams you had advanced was the San Antonio Spurs. That was a great series between Dallas and San Antonio. You also had Portland. I was wrong on that pick. I thought the Houston Rockets were going to beat Portland. They freaking lost in 6 games to Portland because of AKA young Michael Jordan right now. Freaking Damian Lillard. Lord have mercy. So you got Portland advancing. You also had the Los Angeles Clippers advance. That series with the Clippers and the Warriors was crazy. And you have OKC advance against the Grizzlies. Even though the Grizzlies, they might have won if Randolph did not get suspended in Game 7. But those are the teams you have advancing. So let's start off with the Eastern Conference. You got the Pacers. I can't even say the Pacers now without laughing. It's just they are just like a complete joke to me. But you got the Pacers versus the Wizards. You know what? I don't even know what to say because before it was just clear. Oh, Pacers got that, but I don't know. It's like freaking Roy Hibbert is like this dude forgot how to play basketball. He forgot how to play basketball. And how are you 7? I mean, he's like 7'2". This dude can't even get rebounds. He was like, what are you doing? and yeah, you like his role in the playoffs so far has been a cheerleader. So with the Pacers, the way they struggled against the Hawks, I don't know. I don't know. I would say just because of the way they're playing, I would say the Wizards in 7 games. I think that's going to be another 7-game series. And really not because the Wizards are good. Well, they are good, but it's the Pacers' fault. It's like they forgot how to play basketball. So I think the Wizards will eliminate the Pacers in 7 games. I really do. Unless he remembers how to play basketball again. And, you know, just the entire, it's not just Roy favor. It's just the team. They just suck. So, but I think the Wizards beat the Pacers in 7 games. Moving on to my Miami Heat sucker against the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, now the Brooklyn Nets, they just barely got, to the second round as well. If Paul Pierce didn't block that shot against Kyle Lowry, they freaking would have lost that series too. So, but they have beat us 4 times in the season. I know people think, that's a big deal, but really, Heat played the Heat played totally different in the playoffs. So, of course, we're going for the 3-peat. So of course we're winning. I say Miami Heat beats the Brooklyn Nets in 6 games. It's not going to be, easy. It's going to be, some tough battles, some close games. But I just think Heat are going for the 3-peat. I'm sorry. I don't see no one in the Eastern Conference stopping Miami, to be honest with you. So I say Miami beats Brooklyn 6 games, okay? Moving on, moving over to that Western Conference, okay? You got San Antonio versus Portland. This is going to be a great series, okay? Portland, I knew they were good, but it seemed like once the playoffs hit, it's like, yo, these dudes are like unleashing, okay? Portland got weapons. LaMarcus Aldridge. This dude might be the best big man in the game right now because you got Roy freaking Hibbert playing like trash. I know Tim Duncan's still good. Tim Duncan is a Hall of Famer, but what LaMarcus Aldridge was doing in that first round, this dude. So you got LaMarcus Aldridge, you got Damian Lillard, you got I can't even remember all. I mean, those are like the main 2 people. But Portland got weapons, dude. I can't remember all of their roster right now, but Portland, son, I don't know. San Antonio versus Portland. I say that's going to be a 7-game series. I really do think it's going to be a 7-game series. And if I had to give the edge to anyone, just out of respect, give them the benefit of the doubt, even though they went 7 games with Dallas, I'd still give it to the Spurs, but just by a little. Now that, X factor could be Michael Jordan himself in Damian Lillard, because that dude has clutch written all over him, okay? So, but I give it to the Spurs in 7 games. I think it's going to be another great series, but I give it to the Spurs just because they're the freaking Spurs, to be honest with you. Last but not least, you got the Clippers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's going to be another, really right now, the playoffs to watch are in the Western Conference. All the Western Conference games in the playoffs have been freaking amazing. And then you go to the Eastern Conference and it's like, wow, the Pacers suck. But Los Angeles Clippers versus OKC. They're getting over, the Clippers are finally just starting to get over the whole Sterling ordeal. Listen, I have no problem with black people. Just don't broadcast. But Clippers versus OKC. That's going to be another tough series. And now I think Kevin Durant is actually going to, return to his old self because finally he doesn't have Tony Allen defending him anymore. So he's going to be like, oh my gosh, this is great. So I think you're going to have the return of Kevin Durant because I don't know who's going to guard him on Clippers. What, Matt Barnes? I just don't see that. And Russell Westbrook, I guess, is going to be Chris Paul versus Westbrook. That's going to be crazy. But OKC versus Clippers. I think this is where the coaches come in. I think this is where who has the better coach succeeds. And obviously, in my opinion, I think Doc Rivers is better than Scott Brooks. So it's going to be another 7-game series. But I say the Clippers edge out OKC. I really do. And I think it's going to come down to who has better coaching, Doc Rivers or Scott Brooks, So I give it to the Clippers against OKC in 7 games. Okay, so those are my predictions, okay? Washington is going to beat the Pacers. Washington is going to beat the Pacers. Miami is going to beat Brooklyn. Let's be serious, okay? Who did I say? Yeah, the Spurs are going to beat Portland in 7 games. That's going to be a good series. And the Clippers will beat OKC in 7 games. Those are my predictions. You guys leave your thoughts and comments. What have you been thinking of the NBA 2014 NBA playoffs right now? Okay. Saying that, it's time to see, baby. It is time to see.